Yo, what is up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome to the, I don't know, this is the first time we've ever done this. It's kind of like a reaction video of MPL PH. So we're coming into this blind, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I still don't know what to call it. We're doing this very impromptu because we just literally got back from MPL Season 10, week 3, day 1. And I saw my YouTube comments on one of my community posts that I made for today that ONIC PH beat Blacklist 2-0. And just as a reminder, dude, I put ONIC PH as like the 8th place team in the power rankings because they're a new team, right? This is not the same ONIC PH we knew. The ONIC PH members are mostly in Indonesia. So it's a full rookie team aside from Ryota. So yeah, this is crazy. I checked it out on Twitter. It's true. So we're just going to watch. I actually haven't. Arashi, have you watched any clips?
Absolutely not.
Right, so
we got back. It's like what, 12 a.m. right now?
Yeah.
We haven't done anything. We literally just got back. We just got done with the day.
We haven't watched anything, so we're gonna come into this blind, and this is our first reaction to everything here. So let's go.
Off the bat, we were talking about the bans earlier, right? We see similar picks so far, but like the Matilda and
the Ling and Cho ban, like, okay, yeah. Cho. I don't think we've seen Cho in the first phase, actually. Like, it's very... I don't know if this is, like, only this game, too, though. Because, like, do the Filipino teams usually ban out Fairness and Valentino? Or do they ban out, like, just respect all throughout from the get-go? Because, yeah, we don't see this. We've never seen, like... If this is actually the prio bans in Philippines, it's very different from ID. Because, like, Matilda, not a prio pick here. Diggy, not a prio pick here.
They're just like better at like drawing out the fights, no, like hiding away, positioning. So in that case, actually, the Faramis and the Valentina won't be as prio per se. And, you know, like it's basically almost a guaranteed objective fight one.
Yeah, but like this is crazy though, right? Like they didn't even first pick the Faramis; they first picked the Akai. So Akai is more prio than the Faramis.
Pick Claude first.
Yeah, and they went for Claude and. Valentina, then we see Bruno. Again, these are just, we don't see this at all. Usually when we see a Claude, maybe the Paul comes out. Clint has been banned here, but yeah, it's just from the get-go, it's just so different, right? Like the way they draft here. But
like
it does.
Selena and Clint. It's like what?
Yeah, they go for Selena and Clint.
I do not see that at all anymore.
When was the last time we saw Selena, dude?
Played or banned?
Played.
Played, I think it's Baloyski from Geek Family.
Yeah, okay, but that's the only game of Selena
exactly.
in MPL.
A bit of Pinoy personality.
And I don't think we've seen it banned at all, yeah? Zero bans throughout MPL.
Zero bans.
Oh my god. Alright. Yeah. This is our reaction to the assets. I've actually seen the assets, so I have watched a few PH games, but yeah, those are some pretty unique bans.
Kind of funky, but yeah. Cool.
The what?
The spirals when the heroes are spawning out.
The little spinny spins.
The DNA. What a portal though.
The portal. Who's casting this game? I hear Rockhard. Wait, that's Uomi actually, not Rockhard. That's Leo. All right, so Uomi and Leo. Yeah, and oh no, what? That's not Uomi. Oh, sorry, dude. I got mixed up. It's midnight. My bad. I thought it was Uomi.
So they're still doing the whole like mid prior, right? Oh, Haji getting. Oof.
What? Wait.
That is pretty ruthless.
Wait, what happened there? I actually didn't see. Like, perfect match straight into to an engage, I guess.
Basically, yeah. And the Faramis like pulled him back a bit. Super Prince.
Yeah, they actually clear super fast too. Yeah, like the perfect match landed on like the minions too, so that they can dish out damage and clear. And Faramis, we know how much damage he does. Dude, damn! Like, all right. So again, this is something that's very different already, right? Like usually in the early stage of the game, we don't see the roamers like focus that hard on mid lane. Usually they go to the jungle, like opening up the map sometimes. Most of the time, it's just like being a nuisance to the enemy jungle, right?
Or going to the gold lane and shut down, depending on the matchup, right? Trying to screw over the matchup where if your team is supposed to be losing, you just like try and make a difference as a roamer.
Wow, and like lane gank. No, not lane gank. Oh! Alright, so Dude, Haji's just not having a good time. What
Oh
the?
no!
Dude, holy yo, what? All right, maybe they don't go for the like early invades in PH years because like both of them picked like utility junglers. Like usually when we see invades, it's to the assassins in Indo, and we still see a whole lot of assassins, right? And actually, even the game today, Arashi, ONIC ID, they tried to invade Akai Sutsujin, and they lost.
Auto pop here by ONIC.
Yo, this is so fast, like the tempo. It feels like watching an MPL ID game, you know? Like, they just kills on top of kills. But
3 kills at 2 minutes.
the kills happen in the mid lane. That's the only thing that's different, right? Like, usually kills around the map happen, like, in the invades or in the side lanes with the ganks. But that's actually super smart, though, Rashi. Like, I as a Claude player, early on, it's so hard to clear waves, especially if you are up against someone like a Bruno, right? Like, dude, this tempo is actually insane, though. Like, no, I gotta say that first, though, because like, it feels like they just don't let any of the Blacklist members think. They just keep on going, gank, 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 gank. They use their cooldown so efficiently. But yeah, back again to the topic. Claude, getting to level 4 is quite a hassle. A little bit hard. So in the early stage, you get bullied completely. And that's why I think they sent the Bellman to help clear. Because now if you have the Retribution and the jungle item, if you clear, you actually don't get the gold, right? So or XP. It all still goes into OHEB. So that's a pretty neat thing that we haven't seen in ID.
That's a thing. For sure.
Yeah, they group up mid a lot. Yeah, Rashi.
So much in mid lane. Called altar here though. It's an altar duel.
There's so many fights in the mid lane. Like, the gold lane and the XP lane seems to be like untouched actually.
Is Blacklist trying something new here? Because like I feel that Wise dying twice right here is a bit uncharacteristic, no? He goes for that fight earlier and gets killed. Usually Wise is like very calculated and he doesn't take any risks, you know?
Yeah, and even then, right, it's like, I don't know, maybe they're like kind of limit testing in the early stage here. They are up against like, again, 4 rookies, right? Maybe they were underestimating the enemy team. Because, you know, this actually has happened before. Like Blacklist underestimating teams. I think the reason they lost to BTK in M3 in the upper brackets was because they kind of underestimated them. Oh, dude, this Atlas is so good.
At this point, Venus really missed the holy baptism as well. Wait, they come out on top here though. Not bad.
It's very interesting because like ONIC took the first 2 turtles. Turtle 1 uncontested, second turtle contested. The Blacklist kind of won the team fight, but ONIC got the objective. And the thing is, the Paquito has been roaming mid more than the mid laners or roamers have been roaming to any of the side lanes, right? So it's so different.
Just that the priority is just like a bit different. In Indo, it seems to be very jungle heavy, and the Philippines, I think they just pick.
And gold lane heavy.
Exactly, or mid lane, right? Depending on what they're trying to do.
Like, look at Ryota, dude. He's just, dude.
Oh, no.
Dude, no.
That was a solid play.
Dude, they keep on going mid. They don't even go for their lanes. Holy, ONIC PH. Wait, is this like an ONIC PH thing? Did they just like group mid as fast as possible?
It might be, and notice how Sensu isn't really clearing as much. He seems to be very much focused on ganking, and if he goes behind on levels, he doesn't really give a shit actually. Like Wise is still ahead even though he died twice, and even though Sensu has 4 assists right now.
Okay, wait. I want to take a look at the items here in case we like have anything different. The Bruno opted to go for Windtalker, so all right. Yeah, I guess for the items it's like standard. The emblems as well. I think we're like that. The emblems were, yeah, it's the standard emblems that we see on these heroes. But just yeah, I think the playstyle is what's very different, right? Because ONIC PH's playstyle is very unique. I think it's also kind of a curveball towards Blacklist, right? Like they're forced to fight mid constantly because ONIC PH are grouping mid, and dude, I swear to God, this Atlas Akai is such a nasty combo. Holy shit! I actually never,
Ryota though. Ooh.
dude, yo,
Ryota is killing it right now. And there's no tower, so now ONIC has a lot more chase potential.
oh my God,
Ryota's still alive.
oh my what? Yo, dude, that was all right. But like this is okay. I didn't notice it at first, Arashi, but this Claude brought flicker. In Indo, always sprint.
Well, that's the fun thing about Claude, right? You can really pick and choose what you need. You can go with Purify as well if you really want to.
I think though, like the sprint is still for me. I mean, like obviously Oheb is way better than me. That's why he picked flicker in this position too, right? Maybe because of the Atlas, because of the Akai. But I think normally you would still go for sprint because you just have so much mobility when you have your ult up, right? Even if you don't have stacks, you can just ult in the fight, sprint, and get in range to just deal out damage.
Yeah, again, it's a preference thing, and you can. The fun part is you can adjust depending on what your opponent tries to do. Right?
Yeah.
If you really need a purify, you can go for it. If you want to go flicker, it's also very, very possible. And I think speaking of the compositions, right? I think considering Blacklist needs a lot of like combos, right? Like falling Star Moon into Blazing Duet, for example. It gets kind of countered by the Cult Altar though. And if the fight isn't over after the Cult Altars have expired, then Net's on Bruno, so he just out damages, out DPS.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah. You're right. Actually, like here, Blacklist needs to fight, and they need to win the fight quick, right? Like they have burst kind of damage. Once the Blazing Duet's gone, he does do damage with the basic attack, but like I don't think as much as Bruno. Yeah, I think the range is the problem, right? Because I think if he gets the range, if he has range, Claude would do more damage than Bruno with full stacks in the late stage.
Mid-fight, dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at the damage though. Nets.
They keep on grouping in mid, and like Blacklist keeps on responding with grouping in mid too.
Oh, jungle.
And that, dude. All right, so you see it, right? Like they keep on fighting in mid, and because they keep on fighting in mid, and Blacklist needs to respond to that mid fight, they never have like control in the jungle, and then ONIC PH can like do that. But I do think that one in particular was a mistake. But the plays that they've been making is like kind of.
Look at Ryota though. Ryota is just killing down there. He doesn't give a shit. Is that 2 turrets? I think.
Yeah.
They're gonna get wiped out though. Oh no way. Whew.
Damn. Dude, I don't know actually. Like there's so much going on the map. Like
it feels very chaotic, but at the same time it's still kind of controlled.
It's brilliant. It's actually like if you know. If you just look at it, you feel like, oh, it's an epic game. It's a chaotic match. But if you think about it, why they're doing this, the plays around the map, and okay, that one, I think that one was a miscalculation by Blacklist. Like they kind of forced to stay a little bit too long. But the plays earlier, right? Now that we have downtime, ONIC, they always group up in mid to force Blacklist to group up to mid, and then they use that pressure sometimes to enable the winning lane, and that point was well, this is not the laning phase anymore, so they just use Ryota to get turrets down below, right? And they even got pressure in the enemy jungle. So like in the mid lane when they tried to go for that 5v5, it was actually 3v5, but because they kept on going for the 5v5s and grouping up in mid so much, it forced Blacklist to respond with a 5-man mid lane, and it left the side lanes in the jungle open for ONIC PH to take. So again, even though they lost that team fight, I think they came out on top because look at the map pressure, right? Like Blacklist won the team fight, but they're not able to capitalize or convert on any objectives. So ONIC PH, they don't get the gold lead. They actually lose the gold lead, but they traded with map pressure. It's very interesting.
I wonder if they intentionally, right? The same way we saw Aura versus what was it? Alter Ego, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like knowing that they can essentially have an edge in the late game, I'm wondering if it's their plan to just make it chaotic, right? And if both teams just keep trading kills, the team with better late game wins, no? We saw that happening, like the exact scenario happened today in MPL. Look at that. Ryota's pressure is just insane, dude. He's just single-handedly pulling people down with the Lord. It's leaving all the other turrets just open for ONIC PH to be taken. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Heavy spin already used it.
Dude. It's very interesting. Yeah, you see, like it all chains up and it all connects together. Like I said, right? Like, dude, this is next level. The way ONIC PH are playing, because like they are trading their gold lead, Arashi, literally for map control. So like map control is more prio than getting that objective or gold lead. Like they practically gave up the Lord with that play, right? Like by dying, 3 people dying. But they still come out on top, and they still weren't able to take the Lord because the fight was close too. It was, even though it was 3-0 in terms of the trade, they got 2 turrets back, and Blacklist members were too low to go Lord. So in the end, they lose out the gold lead, but they just they win like the trades.
The highest damage dealt though. That's Faramis. I think it's also
What?
it's also very smart because like with Blacklist, right? They
Wow.
kinda, like, usually like play very safe, calculated, so they know where to back off to. But if ONIC Esports just spend so much time and effort to just clear out the turrets, now if they actually get ahead, like we saw earlier, they can just run down the members of Blacklist, chase them all the way back because there's no more turrets left.
Yo, Arashi, I have to say something though. Like, did you see? Nets took both purple and orange. Okay.
Holy baptism though, he is gone.
Oh, that was nice
that was
try.
just so like
Close. That was so close.
very close.
Wait, how did they win this game?
Wait, what? Yeah, this seems like they're gonna just go a one straight push. By the way, again, I said it, I keep repeating it in MPL. I'll repeat it here as well. But if you look at Blacklist, they don't really have any way to actually force ONIC PH into a fight.
Their comp,
The
yeah?
best they can do is use a Venus's holy baptism. And we
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
earlier he tried, and it doesn't really like work out.
Their engage is more like Edward, right? But like I don't think that's a solid engage tool
Yeah,
because
it's telegraphed.
yeah, the Falling Star Moon is very easy to see, right? But
Whereas
I
for
guess
ONIC,
up against a very high, like very crazy dive comp that ONIC has, it works out kind of, right? Because like they wanna, ONIC are the ones who wants to force fights.
Right, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
if
I
both
understand
teams-
though.
Right, if ONIC PH is ever in a bad spot, there's no real way for Blacklist to try and catch them or force
Yeah.
them into a fight. They have to bank on ONIC being ready to fight, and if ONIC is ready to fight, they'll have the cult ult ready as well. So it's kind of difficult for them to catch ONIC PH off guard.
You're right. But yeah, the thing I wanted to mention, and it's happening again here, they just give over both buffs to Nets. So it's kind of like the hyper carry meta back in the day, but they wait up until a certain point, right? So the utility jungler, and this is what I've been actually thinking about for a long time. For orange buff, we all know the marksman gets the orange buff, all right? Late game, if you don't give your orange buff to your marksman, I don't know what you're doing because he's your main carry. Wait, there's a fight.
Nets
But-
is board right now, so it can't
But
really
yeah, like in Indo as well. I don't know why a lot of the junglers don't just give over the both the buffs sometimes to the marksman, right? Unless it's a Ling, unless it's a Haya, then it's different. But holy Nets,
Bruno damage, dude. Kind of
the
ridiculous.
late game Bruno damage, bro. But yeah, like Blacklist are coming back, and
Conceal play.
now Blacklist, they know that they know, like they've been caught out by Rapidude so many times. They know not to group up. Oh my, that's one hit on Oheb.
Heavy spin, dude. See, they see a chance, they just go for it.
Dude, ONIC PH, I don't know. It feels like, damn. I don't know how to like say, how to put it into words. It feels like they're kind of playing with instinct, you know, Arashi? Like in engages, yeah. Not in the like macro play. Macro play, obviously, like you can't really just instinct that. You gotta think about that. But like the way they like, even here, Ryota, the way he opens up the map and he like, I think he knows that something was dude, no, no, my god.
Dude!
Dude, Rapidude is a monster. This guy's a rookie. What's up with rookies, Arashi? Evo's got a full rookie team
Nets
too.
was taken out though. Hang on. So they didn't win
Wait.
even though Rapidude did that insane engage, they still didn't come out on top.
Wait. Wait,
Super Prince is up though, because Faramis passive. OP.
wait. How did they win this game?
They turned it back, dude.
Good clear, but like they turned it around. Like the map control that ONIC worked so hard to get in the early stage is gone.
Right, it's just... Yeah, I don't know. Rapidude made the play, but then there are 3 purifiers on the side of Blacklist, right? So they're
That's
kind
it.
of like prepared for it. so they were able
They're
to turn
very-
it back around. So Nets needs to survive it. If they can make sure that Nets doesn't get taken out, he can just out damage everyone on the side of
That's
Blacklist.
that's the question though, right? Like how? Because the damage output is no joke. Like the burst damage output, it actually like kind of counters the Faramis because your health isn't your normal health when you use your Cult Altar, right? It's like it's very squishy health that can get bursted easily, and that's why the Claude is so good against it.
Bit of a mistake here.
See, like lethal counter takes away a third of it.
Yeah, that was a weird heavy spin by Sensui. It really didn't like accomplish anything.
Yeah, it feels like when they
moving
go
away.
for engages, it's very instinctual, right, Arashi?
Yeah.
Like, oh my
absolutely.
god. Again, there's
They're
like...
fighting-
Oh, Bruno! No way, is this how I win?
Are you gonna stop the? Oh no way!
No, Edward. Oh my, yo! Super Prince! Dude, I dropped my drink.
way, right?
Wait,
No.
No,
way.
no, no. How'd you
There's
go
no way
back?
This is how it goes.
wait.
Wow, dude,
Bro!
bro. They did that to Blacklist. What?
The macro gods, bro. The decision making of Venus. Not enough, dude.
Dude.
Oh, dude, that was so well played. Oh my goodness.
What the heck?
Like, again, Arashi, they do the same thing. We said it, like, in the early game, right? Like, they trade the gold lead, they trade team fights for map pressure. And this time, it was not just map pressure, it was the game, literally. You could win a team fight, I'll take the game. But dude, oh my god, Arashi, it's so brilliant, actually, now that I think about it, because they kept on forcing fights in the early stage up until that late stage, right? And every single fight, guess what? Nets is never missing. So that just puts that image in Blacklist's head. They're used to Nets in the team fight, always, constantly being in the team fight, because they know that if Nets is not there, they automatically lose, right? And in that final fight, I think Blacklist just autopiloted the image into their heads. They're like, oh yeah, if
Well-
they go for this kind of fight, Nets has to be here.
Well, here's the thing though. I think Blacklist also gets quote unquote baited, because if you notice, if you roll back the clip here, like ONIC PH, they use the Cult Altar already and they still go for the fight. So like in that moment, right, in the split second, oh, they're fighting, they don't have the Cult Altar. See, back up. Like they used the Cult Altar earlier, right?
Yeah,
At
here.
this point, they use the heavy spin, they use the Cult Altar already, right? So now they go for the fight again. So in Blacklist's head, it's like, okay, they're going for a fight without a Cult Altar, without a heavy spin. So this is like, they should be a freebie.
Yeah, and they 100% think in their minds that there's no way that ONIC PH engages this without their Bruno.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
the Lord is there.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense logically, right? You're supposed to play your gold leader, your maximum DPS should be with the team, should be near the objective, not away from it. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my god, and this Super Prince play, dude. Oh, that saved the game right there. I think if Edward
It did.
recalled, it would have we would have seen Blacklist win, I think, right?
Well, the timers are. This is 17 minutes, dude. The death timers aren't that long. It's still like
Yeah,
30
yeah.
seconds. It just feels like it's like ultra late game because I think everyone's playing so efficiently. Look at the gold, man. Everyone's
Oh
like
my
almost full build.
God.
Sometimes there's games in Indonesia like at like 28 minutes, and not everyone is technically full build yet. You know what I'm saying?
I do want to
Everyone
point
seems
out
to,
though.
like, scale out faster.
Yeah, you're right. Like it. No, I think it's because of the tempo of the game. The 17 minutes is a pretty long game, right? Like if you play 17 minutes, but I think even the players didn't feel. It felt like a blink of an eye and you miss it, right? Because there's always something happening in every second of the game. Literally, they always fight in mid. They always this, and that's what actually like led up to this moment. That's kind of the brilliance of the chaotic playstyle that ONIC PH are putting
Right.
in. Because like
Agreed.
again, they just keep on looking for fights, 5v5, 5v5, 5v5. And it's guess what? It's always 5v5, right? Sometimes Ryota is not there, 4v5, but Nets is always in that team fight. Always. So that just creates the
Makes
image.
sense. He should be there.
It creates the image, like on Blacklist minds, that there has to be the marksman. Right? No cult altar. You're fighting us. You're engaging onto us. We have a cult altar. There's no way you engage to look for just a distraction. You're engaging to win the game. You're engaging to fight for the Lord. This movement, I don't know who made the shot call. If it's Nets just making an instinctual play to go top. But again, this just shows the brilliance and the importance of map pressure. They didn't clear out topside before they went onto the Lord because, again, this wasn't Blacklist's fault because ONIC PH forced it. ONIC PH were here, and they would just look at this. This is insane, right? Topside was pushing in 5 seconds onto the Lord, and guess what the ONIC PH members do? They have 4 members. Nats is spawning in. They go straight for the Lord. And because of that, Esmeralda doesn't have time. See, Arashi, this is the brilliance. You said that the heavy spin is kind of useless here, but it's not, because it's basically trying. They're bringing Edward back. They thought about this play. Look at this. There's no way. Okay,
the fight, right?
I think it's kind of a coincidence too that like Edward comes back. I don't think that's exactly what they planned. I think the plan was we get Wise here, we look for a team fight because it's 4v5, right? But the fact that it actually baits out Edward from clearing out that top side, that guaranteed their victory right there. And the fact that ONIC PH could see that as Edward moved over to the Lord, and they sent Nets up. That's so insane.
Right. I think I wonder if it's actually planned out, or is it like split-second decisions? Because honestly,
It's split second. Look at this.
You do see like ONIC PH, they've been doing like split-second stuff again and again, all the way since the beginning of the game. It doesn't seem very much like set up.
Wow.
Which is weird. Usually, if you make a play and it's not set up, it usually fails. But in that split second, like, okay, we can't win the fight. Oh, can we stop the ports though? Can we stop the recalls? Can we send Super Prince? Not Super, sorry. We can send Nets there to try and like end the game. If they send Ryota, right, he won't be doing enough damage with like basic attacks. So like Nets was the ideal guy to send anyways. It's just very good split-second decision making.
It's scary, Arashi.
I mentioned this in MPL ID. I think I ever like quoted it. Like Picasso mentions that if you know the rules, if you know the rules very well, then you know how to break it very well as well. You know? And that's exactly what they did. They know like all these rules, right? Like play for the towers, play for the objectives. Gold laner always sticks with the team, and knowing the rules so well, they know exactly when to divert from it and actually get maximum value.
I'm gonna be honest, Arashi. This is scary. Like, you know, these crazy split push plays. Usually they're like planned out way before. Every single time I see a split push play, even in M3 and in all the tournaments that I've casted, it's always planned out before. You know, at this point, if they actually planned this out, if they thought this far ahead from the Akai play to bait out Edward to the bottom side, then props to them. But I think it was split second. They went in because they thought 4v5, and then they saw that Edward didn't clear the whole lane, so they sent Nets up. But still, that's such an insane decision. Like, that's a gamble, Arash. That's a huge gamble. You lose the fight, and let's say Edward recalls there, the Bruno's dead. Well, Bruno can just run away, but the minions will not get into the base. Not in range, for sure. And it'll enable the other teammates to come up and kill the Bruno. Like, this is... dude, honestly... I love this ONIC PH. Like, the decision, the way they're playing the game, they have nothing to lose. And it shows, right? Like, they're taking every single crazy fight, and they're making those crazy instinctual plays. Again, dude, I swear, this is such a brilliant call. We lost the Lord fight. They know that they lost the Lord fight. The whole ultra was used, like you said, Rashi.
Right.
So what do? Do we force another fight? Do we wait for the Lord to come to us? Do we play in the base? No. We see that the top side is pushing in, and we send Nets, our main damage dealer, up. We send the rest of our members in to suicide. Dude, I swear, I am so impressed, and I'm so... Dude, I love this game. Oh my god.
I think it's great.
I think one of the best games I've watched.
We haven't seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a fresh look, you know, like from... And I think specific because they are rookies and they do crazy things, right? In split second and down to the wire, I think just Blacklist just isn't prepared. Because they've always been on top when both teams are playing careful. They're always like the most calculated. But when things happen this fast, when the factors just add up like that, I think Blacklist just like get overwhelmed kind of. And they get drawn into the pace of ONIC PH instead.
Okay, so there's this thing. If you guys play chess, you should know. There is 15-minute chess, there's 30-minute chess, and there's the rapid chess. ONIC PH are masters at the rapid chess. They make those split-second decisions, those instinctual decisions so fast, it feels like a 2-minute game because they just keep on making moves on the map, right? And yeah, I don't know. It feels very rapid. Completely the opposite of Blacklist, because Blacklist takes it slow. That's how they like it, right? They want to go slow tempo. They suffocate you and they control you with that slow tempo game. ONIC did not let that happen. Constantly fight mid, 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 fight mid. Oh,
I think with that strategy from ONIC PH, it's also amazing that the draft, right? The draft is absolutely solid. As we mentioned earlier, having a cult altar, having a high DPS character in the Bruno, it allows them to actually go for those essentially 1-for-1 trades, right?
Yes.
Constant trades like that, and they don't completely lose out because they have a solid late game as well, you know. So they have a lot more CC to enable the early game plays, and even if they trade kills for turrets, right? We were saying. They're trading kills for map pressure. Even if they do that, they don't instantly get just lose off like Blacklist having stronger late game. So it's just very solid.
It's super smart, dude.
I don't think it can be a coincidence, man. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because it's 2-0, right? We're gonna watch game 2. But you know, guys, that's the end of game 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to watch game 2, then head on over to game 2, because it's gonna be uploaded right now. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's gonna be linked here. You guys can just go on my channel. You know, don't be lazy, guys. Come on, ONIC PH are not lazy. That's why they got to a point where they can beat Blacklist. But just yeah, go click the other video. Thanks for watching. It's Mirko Arashi. We'll see you in the next game if you click. If not, goodbye. Just click like and subscribe, please.